Yo, what's good, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry Sistas review. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, then you already know what it is and what it always will be. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell somebody to tell somebody if you choose to, but if not, just sit back, relax while we get into this messy thing. Now, as you can see from the thumbnail, this is another discussion video, which I have coined as Sistas Talk. So this particular question statement came to me via email, and I thought that it would make a wonderful discussion video. So here it is. I don't think you watched Fatima, because if you did, you would know that ZAC and Fatima have each other's back, and that's something Karen doesn't want. She's settling for second best because Fatima is pregnant and she knows she can never get ZAC back. Karen has never been interested, nor has she ever had feelings for Aaron. ZAC and Fatima love each other. Fatima knows she has a good man. If ZAC was so bad, why did Karen want him? Aaron is like a puppy, always there at Karen's command. I just want Karen to leave ZAC and Fatima alone. I'm chuckling because when I initially read this, there were so many thoughts going through my mind, because this is how a lot of the fandom think, believe, so on and so forth. So before I get into my response, I just want to give a thanks to the person who, didn't count a robbery and took time out of their life to send me this. Number one, I do appreciate it, even though I don't agree with nothing up in this thing. Okay, so we're just gonna get into it. So sis, unfortunately, I do watch Fatima, and with watching Fatima, it further illuminates that one, Fatima isn't going anywhere, and two, Fatima is not who she believes she is. Stating that Fatima and ZAC have each other's back means absolutely nothing. It don't mean anything to me. Simply because they are in a relationship that is toxic as hell, and disrespect reigns supreme within their relationship. Also, let's not forget that Fatima is a thriving hypocrite. No, this particular discussion video is not to bash Fatima. I don't believe in bashing any character, but we are going to speak the truth, since you so eloquently stated certain things within your email to me. So Fatima is a thriving hypocrite, and if you watch Sistas and Fatima, you definitely know that. Fatima will tell ZAC what he shouldn't do. She will tell him how he should act. And in the very next scene, Fatima is doing all the things that she said ZAC should not be doing. We have seen this multiple times, and Fatima will hide behind the excuse that she doesn't have a record. And so because she doesn't have a record, she feels that she can wreak havoc. She feels that she can do whatever she chooses to because she doesn't have a record, as if that is a justifiable reason for her to do some of the things that she has done. I just wanted to put, I just wanted to make sure I put that out there. Now, I don't have the time to talk about all the things that ZAC is. However, I will be getting to him very shortly. You stated that Karen doesn't want that. I honestly do not think that Karen is remotely concerned about ZAC and Fatima's relationship, with the exception of how her child is going to be incorporated into their dynamic. I honestly don't believe that Karen is concerned about the fact that Fatima is pregnant. It was a truth that she wasn't aware of, that she didn't know. And now she has, gained the revelation that Fatima is with child. And it's interesting because one of the things I continue to ask people, either people will choose to ignore the question or they will make up stuff. I have seen some of the craziest things. When was the last time we actually saw Karen express any type of romantic interest in ZAC? I'll wait. When was the last time sis has looked at him with loving eyes? When was the last time that Karen has been vocal about her feelings for ZAC? And even if we don't like the character of Karen, or even if we do, she has always been very expressive about how she feels, whether that is about ZAC or about Aaron. She has stood on business, whether we have agreed with her feelings or not. She has no issues with expressing how she feels about either man. So let's just keep on with the keep on. You stated that Karen is settling for second best, and I figured that you are referring to Aaron. And I just want to know who the hell is first, because it damn sure isn't ZAC. Okay? It damn sure isn't ZAC, in my personal opinion. And I am going to possibly offend some people when I make this next statement. But when I read comments that talk about Karen is only dealing with Aaron because Fatima is pregnant, or Karen is only, coming up with these feelings for Aaron now because Fatima is pregnant and she feels that, or she knows for sure that ZAC isn't coming back, or she'll never have ZAC back. Honestly, I feel it's some of the dumbest shit I've ever read in my life. There was no way for me to softly land that. I literally had to come out and just say that word, because what? It literally makes no sense. And I often wonder, I really do, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I often wonder, what the hell are people watching? Clearly, we have seen Karen develop feelings for Aaron. We have seen the process of this whole thing. We've seen her be in a position, even going back to season 1, when she was, uncoupling from ZAC. And I also want to express this too, because when I do the Sistas Talk discussion videos, I try to have more of a, I'm not going to say mild, because I'm a calm person anyway, but I try really to speak from the experience of a woman. Men listening, I can't really speak from your experience because I'm not a man, but just with human nature and with human instincts and things that we go through. And so this young lady who sent this to me, she expressed that, if ZAC was so bad, why did Karen want him? The reality is, not all of us, because I'm not going to put that on everyone, but many of us have been entangled with someone who was not good for us. And we had to go through a process of, 1, acknowledging that truth and that fact, and 2, determining what are we going to do now that we have come into the knowledge of that. Some people are going to stay, some people are going to leave, and some people are going to struggle with the fact that they are dismantling or disassociating themselves from a person whom they love. And one of the things that we saw with the character of Karen, she used to stress so much about the 3 years. She would tell Danny about the 3 years. She would tell Andy about the 3 years, how none of them have ever been in a relationship for 3 years. And she was the only person in the friend group who had that experience. And many times when you have invested 3 years with someone, some people feel that's not a lot of time. Some people feel that's a lot of time. I feel like 3 years is a hell of a lot of time to invest time, energy, love, sacrifices into one person. When you invest time like that, you want to see a profit. You want to feel as if you didn't do that for naught, that you didn't do that and you were not able to reap any benefits of that investment. That's what happens. And I think that's where Karen found herself. I think that a lot of people, as we were watching Sistas, when Aaron came onto the scene and it seemed like Karen was getting serious about him, it's as if her feelings for ZAC was supposed to dissipate. That is not real life, and that does not happen. The same way we saw with ZAC. When ZAC initially began his situationship with Fatima, he talked about Karen all the time. He never mentioned a name, but he talked about his ex. And I remember thinking, why is he talking about Karen so much? Because if I'm with somebody, I don't care if we just, doing the do or we're in the beginning stages. It is a red flag to me if that person always bring up their ex. And that is exactly what ZAC was doing in the beginning. So I understand the battle and the tug of war when you are, going through the uncoupling of someone who you thought you would be with probably for the rest of your life. So now going back to this, that Karen is only with Aaron because Fatima is pregnant. And she knows that she can't get ZAC back. I don't think baby girl wants ZAC. I don't think baby girl wants ZAC. And I'm trying to understand the notion of Aaron being second best. Because the same people who claim, just like this person too, that they want Karen to leave Fatima and ZAC alone. Number one, she ain't bothering them people. Okay, she's not bothering them. What is she doing? She's not bothering them. They are over there in ZAC's, 1 bedroom, living life. They're living their life. What is she doing? She's not bothering them. I think what's happening is, whether people want to believe it or not, they know that Karen is probably, serious about this situation with Aaron. And from that point, she can't be blamed for anything that's happening with ZAC and Fatima. And I want to go back to the young lady stating that she doesn't believe I watch Zatima. The sad part is, now I'm going to be honest, I do not like Zatima, and there are several reasons why I do not like the show. That's for a whole nother video if people want me to go into detail with that. I'm not a fan of the show. However, I do watch it because ZAC and Fatima are both major characters on Sistas, and they have connections with the character of Karen. So I just try to make sure I'm on the up and up and in the know about what's going on. But watching Zatima further shows me that ZAC and Fatima is a relationship I don't feel anyone should be striving for. I don't believe that they are two people who are in a place that they should even be bringing life into the world. But, you know, it is what it is, and it happens. I don't believe Karen and Zach's situation is ideal, but, you know, they're bringing a child into the world, and it is what it is. The disrespect that we have seen Zach do, the way that he has talked to Fatima, and I'm not excusing Fatima and saying that she has been innocent, because baby girl has not. But for a long time, just watching how Zach maneuver in that relationship, like I said, the things that he said, his actions, the things that Zach has done, and the justifications that I have seen many people in the fandom give him, it's almost as if Zach can do almost anything and he gets a pat on his ass because it's Zach. No, ma'am. No, sir. Ain't no way in the world. Because I believe, honestly, if we watch Sabrina, Karen, Andy, or Danny experience anything that Fatima has experienced dealing with Zachary Taylor, if they experience that with the men that they're with now or any other man, they will be called stupid. They will be told they need to leave. But because it's Zach and because it's Fatima, it's as if, oh, she's built for it, she should be able to endure it. No, I feel like Fatima has endured so much. Fatima has endured so much that it is wild. And even going back to the episode when Miss Marie, you know, she tried to be slick with Miss Marie and tell Miss Marie that, you know, why should we listen to you or take relationship advice from you when you've been married 4 times? And Miss Marie corrected her and said, no, baby, it's been 3. But you have experienced more in the short amount of time that you have been with your boyfriend than I have been with my 3 husbands. That says a hell of a lot, because we can always gauge the time frame with Karen's pregnancy. So I'm going to say at this point, Karen is probably 8 months pregnant, 8.5 months pregnant. That means that Fatima and Zach have been with each other less than a year. And when you think about the culmination of all the things that Fatima has dealt with, endured, been through, have chosen to stay, it's wild. And all Fatima tells us is that Zach is a good man. She said Zach is a good man to Angela. Zach is a good man to Andy. Zach is a good man to Miss Marie. But she has never once stated the reason that Zach is a good man. And honestly, I don't believe that she knows. I think Fatima just don't want to start over and she don't want to let him go. Because to me, let's move on. Because that right there is a whole situation within itself. You stated that Zach and Fatima love each other. In the words of Angela Bassett / Tina Turner, what's love got to do with it? We have to come to a place, and I know everybody is at different seasons in their lives, and everyone listening to me are in different, different age gaps, different, places in their lives. However, Zach and Fatima loving each other doesn't mean anything either. And we cannot continue to use love as a reason or a justification for toxic behavior or choosing to stay in situations that no longer serve you. And I know that some people may even bring up Aaron when I make that statement, because of him staying around when Karen was going through what she was going through when it came to her feelings for Zach. The one thing I will say, I do respect how they did the character of Karen, is that she was always honest. She was always honest about how she felt, even with the letters. She told Aaron, which this goes back to this person stating that Karen has never had feelings for Aaron, which if you watch the show, that's a lie. We literally, which I always make this statement, saw this woman falling in love with Aaron in season 2. We saw her making certain changes about herself. She wasn't cussing as much. She was actually, on this celibacy ride with him, which we know she felt horribly in that closet with Zach. But that's beyond the point. Okay, that's beside the point. She was making these strides because she wanted to be in a certain place with this man. She understands the type of caliber of man that he was. And sometimes when we are introduced to certain people, we realize that we do have the capacity to change certain things that we never thought was possible. Because when you with somebody who with the same ish you own, it doesn't stretch you. It doesn't require you to be greater in certain areas. And I think when Aaron came along, because he had certain standards, it caused a shift with the character of Karen, even though we did see baby girl go through her, you know what I'm saying, her situation with ZAC. As a woman, there are certain things that Karen did that I cannot relate to. And there's a lot of things that she did that I can relate to. I was always on the side of the fence was, girl, leave ZAC alone, baby, because you only got one time. You only got one time to tell me in front of your new chick that it's about her. I love her. She's one of one. Nobody will ever compare to her. I'm not finna chase. You only got one time to do that to me. I'm going to pick up my face off the ground and that's it. Okay, that's it. But I understand that this is a show, so certain things, you know, definitely has to happen. But honestly, I'm curious as to what people want. When people say they want Karen to leave ZAC and Fatima alone, what is she doing? How is she bothering them? And how are they not bothering her if that's how we feel? Also, I already touched on the fact that Fatima knows she got a good man. Does she really, though? I think Fatima says that because it makes herself feel better. I really do, because I don't believe that. I don't believe at all that Fatima believes ZAC is a good man. I just think Fatima believes that ZAC is a man. She has the presence of a man, and she's willing just to deal with everything that comes along with him. So you stated that Aaron is like a puppy, always there at Karen's command. And, you know, I think that's a great thing, because many a times in media, it's always the woman that's enduring. To me, the character of Fatima is a stereotype for black women. You endure, you keep on, you love that man, you pray him through, girl, don't you let nobody come and take your man and, you know, do all of this stuff. You get down there, girl, and you stick with him. A lot of us have heard that bullish. And it keeps us stuck and it keeps us stagnated in relationships that we probably should have left a long time ago. And so when I think about the character of Aaron, you don't really see a lot of men like that, black men on screen, that is willing to be present, that is willing to be understanding, that is willing to be compassionate as you go through your healing journey and understand what that looks like and give you grace to go through that. That is a beautiful thing that most black women on television and in movies, you don't see that. You just don't see that at all. So I know for me, it has been refreshing seeing a character like Aaron, because as I stated, we just don't see that representation at all. But in so many films, and it's too many to name, in so many shows, which is too many to name as well, we see the women enduring so much. And it's as if it is a badge of honor to wear that girl, I endured. Girl, I've been with my husband for 14 years. 7 years out of those 14, he was cheating. I'm sorry, what? There, you know, and I'm definitely not telling anybody how to live their life and what they should, you know, do. But what I'm saying is, when you know that the quality of the life that you have with someone, that you deserve better, pray for your better. Remove yourself from that mess. Because something great can't come along while you still holding on to something that's old, something that no longer serves you. And so when I think about this in a nutshell, because I don't want this video to be, you know, too long, I think it's interesting when I hear like certain perspectives. Now, don't get me wrong. I communicate with a lot of people, like the ZAC and Fatima fans. I ain't got no problem with them. You know what I'm saying? I got no problem with the fans. It's the stands for me, because it's the stands that do not want to function in reality, that do not like to call them out on certain things or give them passes for what they do. And I know it's a lot of new people that listen to me and they feel like I don't call Karen out. If you listen to my reviews, if you go back and you listen to my reviews, like from maybe season 3, 4, maybe I can't remember the season that everything really popped off with Karen going to the house, Karen begging ZAC, telling him, I don't know. But when I tell you, I'm like, girl, what the hell are you doing? I wasn't really too compassionate toward Karen during that time. Okay? I'm just be honest. I wasn't too compassionate. And, you know, people didn't have anything to say about that. However, when I can, you know, function in grace with her and really see where she's coming from. And I have people who ask me, why don't I have that same grace with Fatima. And I actually do. In the beginning, I definitely had a lot of grace for Fatima, because honestly, I never imagined that Fatima would take ZAC seriously. I thought he was just gonna be, somebody come through, you know what I'm saying, give her what she need and go on by his way. I never would have thought that this was gonna happen with their characters, even though I am happy for DeVal and Crystal. With Fatima and ZAC, I'm just like, I'm sorry, nope. Because I know at one time I thought they had amazing chemistry. I thought things were like really popping off for them. Now I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan of what we see, with them at all. And one of the biggest things for me with the character of ZAC, when people say how much he adores Fatima and how much he loves her, it's the fact that for those who watch Fatima and for those who don't, it's the fact that ZAC was willing to do something that would have put Fatima in a situation to be a single mother to their unborn child, as well as to leave her alone to raise a 3-year-old child that he has with another woman. Now, I've never liked the character of ZAC. Y'all already know that. However, I give him his props when his props are deserving. But the things that ZAC has done consistently, I'm like, girl, what you doing? This man was willing to make you a single mother just like that, to prove that he was a man, to prove that he needed to beat up a crackhead. Girl, get out of here. That says a hell of a lot. That really says a hell of a lot. But I do want us to get to a place, you know what I'm saying, that we can agree. And maybe not, because you don't have to agree. That's fine. What I know is that with Karen and Aaron, I'm just excited for them. I'm happy for this moment for them. And for everybody, who got a problem with it, we have had to endure ZAC and Fatima since season 2. So if we had to watch this, let us have our moment. For those of us who actually like Fatima, for those of us who actually like Karen and Aaron together, baby, it's been a long time coming for us. It's been a hell of a struggle watching this mess, but we finally here. We finally here, and we gonna bask in it, and we gonna celebrate. And there have been people that have come up in my comment section trying to bring negativity. It ain't working, because we happy over here. We happy on this side of the coin. You feel me? But I do thank you, sis, for what you sent. But I want to thank you guys for listening. Until next time, I will holler at y'all later, and y'all be safe out there. One.